Hi, this is Danica and Victoria, and we're going to show you some basics of InDesign. After you open InDesign, the first thing you want to do to create a document is go File, New, Document. And for this tutorial, we're going to create a print document, like a sample yearbook / just 8.5 by 11 inch foldable book thing. Bound book thing. So what we're going to do is, it's going to start off with probably like default, and then you'll have to put intent print, and you want to put the facing pages on. They'll be off. It's on. So you can see different spreads, how it's going to look once it's actually printed. So not meaning pages are next to each other like they would be when you opened the book side by side. And a number of pages, I guess we can put 10 for now, but you can always add or delete pages later. Start page is going to be 1, page size a letter, so that's 8.5 by 11 inches, and we wanted portrait orientation. We're not going to put in the columns or any, we're just going to keep the gutter as is.
Leave them, yeah.
Leave those. So we want to change the margins to 0.25 for all of them. 0.25 for all of them, and so you want to have that clicked, so it'll change all of them.
They can't see what you're pointing to, y'all.
Oh, this lock thing. So it says make all settings the same. You want to have that checked if you want to change all of these at the same time. And if you click it again, it'll unlink
the margins.
So you can change a box individually. So we wanted to change the inside, so we can stay farther away from where it's going to be bound. The gutter between pages on a spread where it's going to be bound. We want to have more space there just for the binding method.
So when the book is like folded, and you don't have to like open it too far so nothing's lost between that area. So yeah. The gutter, it's called the gutter.
And for this document, we're not going to do bleed and slug, but bleed it's going to be outside the page area. You want to sometimes have the printed material, if you have some color to the edge, you want to have it go over the edge, so when it's cropped, when it's trimmed, that means it won't have a random white line of no printed material, and it's gonna look
you want it to go
terrible.
Outside of the edge. So if you cut it, nothing extra.
It looks smooth.
So it looks,
And if we want to save this preset so we can more easily get back to it, we can call it yearbook, because this is for yearbook class. Hi, y'all. Okay, well, click OK now.
Now when you're done.
Document opens. This is page 1. Yep. And if you want to see a layout, a grid, a tiny version of all the pages, you can go over here. I don't know, this is just our setup. This is going to look different for you, this side of the frame, all these different boxes and windows and things. If you accidentally forget to add pages when you're creating the document, you will be able to do that by going Layout, Pages. You can add a page. You could insert pages by clicking Insert Pages, and so that means you'll have a chance to see how many pages you want to add and where you want to insert them. Right? We want to insert them after page 1 because we only have one page, so it's not really giving us. You can't click it, and you just want to click OK. So now we have over here on the sidebar under the Pages tab, we have the pages that we have
all laid out right there.
So we have one which would be like the cover, or for yearbook it's going to be the inside cover where it's going to say the title, like the name of our church, what have you, the year, and then pages 2 and 3 are probably going to be, this is going to be like the letter or the intro. Page 3 would be the start of classes. It's going to be a divider page and such for. Okay, we can go over master pages. Do you want to know about master pages?
Sure.
Master pages. Okay, master pages is an easy way to
add to all the pages at once.
Basically, or a chosen amount of pages at once. So if we have the same header on every page,
instead of having to do it for each page individually and
copy and paste
and drag and whatever,
we can go to over here on the pages
in the page tab again
box and page tab. We can click it'll automatically have a master here, so we just click that and we'll go to the master page. If we know what font we want to use, if we happen to change the font, it'll still be changed on all the pages once we change it on one page, I think. Once
we say that again?
I don't
know. We sound like we don't know.
We sound like we don't know what we're doing. That's okay.
Some things we don't know, we admit.
We admit we don't know everything. We're not complete wizards. Let's add a text box. So let's go over here to the type tool and click and drag where we want to put the box. And it's going to have this
dotted line.
Let's zoom in even more. This dotted line here.
So you can even see that.
Which means we're on a master page and it's like set, basically locked, I guess. But not on the master page, it's not locked, but it will be on the regular pages. So let's add some text. Let's just write header title. Header text.
To change the font, you just highlight the text you're gonna change.
Highlight the text you want to change, and
go to your character palette,
or be up here on this toolbar as well. And so we can change it to whatever font.
For example, Avenir.
We like this font. We like that font. Or you can even just type it in if you know the title of the font. Avenir. And let's make it. And this box underneath is the different weights or types of the font. So we have light oblique, book, Roman, book oblique, oblique, medium oblique, black oblique, heavy oblique.
Some don't have.
Let's just go with
various
medium oblique.
versions.
That's fun. Since it's a header title, maybe let's go black. Heavy oblique is not as bold. And let's make it bigger so we can all read it. That sounds good. And usually with the non-cursive, non-script fonts, we want to change this. This is coding, so we want to change the coding to optical.
Better spacing between.
So there's not, say,
the letters.
One letter has less space between it than another letter has between another letter. So, and just for the kicks, let's give it more space. Tracking space between each letter.
Between all the letters. Coding is between individual letters.
Every letter.
Yeah, it's okay if you don't get it.
And put this align center, so it's going to be centered in the box. And let's just make the.
If you double click the corners of the box, it'll
fit it to the text.
I'm trying to think of a word. Never mind.
And if you have I don't know if it's smart guides or something. I guess it's just automatically on. But if you see as I'm moving it around, it kind of like locks and these lines. This is gonna it's gonna tell you this is a center of the spread of the page from the black edge. From this black edge to this black edge, this black. But then this is going to be the center of the margins. So we want to put in the center of the margins to make it look nicer. So it's actually centered where we're putting our content. So let's just have the title here. So we put something on the master page, okay? Woo! Yay! So what it's going to actually do is now you can see these. If we go to our actual pages, it's going to have
side
on that same page of the master page, but it's just going to put everything on it in a document on every page. But see, you can't move it right now. But you want to be able to move it because you can change. We want to change each individual text header title.
Yeah.
And to do that, you want to click Shift Command and then click it. If you're on a Windows computer, it'll be Shift Control Shift. Just have them both clicked at the same time, and then you tap. You right click the text box, and now you can
or the photo or the box,
whatever's
object
locked from a master page. Now we can change
the title
and say introduction.
For example, we
can also change the text color, but let's do that on the master page. See what happens. So we'll go back to the master page. And you can just double click in the master page section. Double click
the text box. It'll highlight everything.
And then let's change the color. They usually have these CMYK colors, which is for print.
Yeah, since you're working in print, you want your colors to be in CMYK and the document to be in CMYK, which is cyan, magenta, yellow, and black.
So right now it has. This is a cyan. This is a magenta. This is the yellow, and then they have a red and a green, and then. This is black. Let's say we want to have it blue because our theme this year is water. Water of life. So we make that color. If we want it to be custom instead of one of these that's already picked out, we can go up to here. We're in the color tab. This is these are the swatches.
Or over there.
Or there's this bit over here. But we'll go over here. We can double tap the fill of the text color, and we can literally change it to anything we want. So let's make it a deeper blue, like the water. Just click OK, and good. It's still CMYK. You want to check just in case afterward it changes to RGB for whatever reason.
And if it is not CMYK, say it's RGB, you go to this little thing in the right upper hand corner of the palette and just click the one you meant to put. So CMYK in this
instance. And you can always change also the colors here too. Like if you want to make it more pink, if you want to make it more magenta, blue, yada yada yada.
Customize. Okay. There we go.
So let's make it more blue. Okay, so we have that. Let's see if it changed it on every page. I mean, of course it did. It's the master page. So yes, now on the regular pages, it'll have it changed. But since we had unlocked this one, it's not going to change it here. So we would have to change it here automatically, which is make every change you need to on the master page just in case before you start customizing the rest of the document.
So let's go back to the master page for a moment. And say we want this to be the color for every page. And we already changed that text. Or if we want to use this color later, we can take the fill here and drag it to our swatches palette, so we can always get back to the color we're going to use.
That exact color that we wanted to use. But if we didn't change on there, we can just click and highlight that, and now go into our swatches palette and click that. So now it's the right color. Woohoo!
You can also add a page from here. So say you want a page after 5 right here. It's easy. Just click page 5, insert pages, and it'll already have it.
Pages, let's insert one page after 5.
And it'll already put it right where you want it. Instead of having to go lay out pages and do it from here. There's another way.
Usually multiple ways to do that. Let us insert or place a photo, which is what we want to do. We want to technically like place it. So you have to go File, Place, and make sure the images that you're inserting to a print document are 300 dpi or ppi, and it's in the CMYK color mode, so that it's not pixely and it looks.
And it's a TIFF. Make sure it's a TIFF file too.
TIFF is best.
So I'm gonna pick an image to put on the page. I'm just gonna go into Photos,
and these boxes show input options. We don't usually click that.
I don't usually mess with these. I leave them what they are.
Usually, yeah, just leave them. Now we have the little image. Now we can place it. Just click where we want to put it. Yay! Okay, and it's gonna place it the original 100% size of the image. And to change the size, because we don't want this taking up the whole page, you can click the edge of the box and it'll like crop the image kind of thing. We don't want to do that, at least not right now, but that's for later reference.
Just say, if you double click it,
you can get
there's this orangey brown whatever box, and if you move that, it'll actually change the image. But see, if you pull it outside the boundary of the blue, it'll.
So like the blue line is the box, the content box, and the orange line is the image.
It's hard to explain, y'all.
It's like the box and the stuff inside the box. So the image is the thing inside the box, and the box is the box.
You get it. It's okay. Oh, and just to go back, Command Z.
Command Z is a shortcut on your keyboard that you can quickly use to just undo.
So it's just undo.
Just keep undoing. But we don't want to undo. If you undo too much, you can click Command or Control Shift Z. Click the Shift button as well, and you can go forward again.
There you go.
So we want to make this smaller, and we want to do it to the aspect ratio of the image.
We don't want it proportional.
We don't want it stretched or squished. Okay, so use Shift Command and click the edge of the box, not any edge of the box. It'll like do it differently. That just does it from the top, and then this does it from that side. And if you also click Option, so you're clicking three things now: Shift Command or Control. Shift Command Option or Shift Control Option,
depending on if you're on a PC or Mac.
Put it exactly in the center. Different ways to shrink an image.
We're not very good with words. It's hard to explain.
We're not good teachers, but hopefully you get it. Hopefully you understand. I mean, now let's save it. So we don't lose any of our work, but we don't really want to save this. But you know what I mean. Okay. File
for the tutorial.
For the tutorial, if you want it,
tutorial's sake.
When you're saving your document, you go File, Save As, and let's pick wherever you want to put it. We'll just put it on the desktop. Let's put it on the desktop. Let's name it Yearbook 2018.
Okay, with that.
Tutorial. And then it'll save as InDesign document. And usually we just keep this clicked, the always save preview images with document. Just for a thumb, we just don't change that. Let's click save. And now it's saved to our desktop, and now it's titled up here on our little whatever it's called. If you wanted to save, just say you make a change, you move this to this page, and you want to save it again, you can click Command or Control S, and it'll just save. So you can go File, Save. If you need to give this document and all the contents to someone else, and especially if they don't have one of your fonts or something, and they don't the picture's not actually in here, so if you give linked from an outside source. So if you give it to somebody else, they're not going to have that image. So they're not going to have everything in the document that they need to be able to work with that document. For example, you can see where the image is from by going into this palette and what images and other links you have. Well, if it's not here, you could probably just go to Window, Links right here. But you can click links. And it'll have the different things that you've put into the document. For now, it's just this picture. And if you go over it, it'll say where it is, where it's from. And it'll have all the link info right here. So, the name, the format, what page it's on, the color space. And it has the PPI, what the scale is, when it was created and modified. And so we have the link. Okay. And now we want to package it to give to someone else. So they'll have, meaning save it all together with all its contents and everything in one folder. So when someone goes to open it, they're not missing anything. Even I think it's even the swatches in the swatches palette, right? I don't know. File, package, and it'll have a summary of fonts 1 used. Links and images 1 link, colors and links, the fonts we used, the links and images, so we have our image there, colors like CMYK, even all the print settings like the paper dimensions and everything. So we'll just go and hit package. You can change the file name here.
Just leave it. But
this is just for the printing instructions if you want to give it to somebody, add your phone number and fax number, but we don't usually add anything there.
For them to print it or whatever, if they need to know stuff.
So just hit continue, where it's going to put this folder of all of your files and everything. So let's just put it on the desktop yet again. It'll be called the name of the document and it'll add folder to the end. So we can just keep the folder at the end. And then over here it'll have, we want to copy the fonts. We want to copy the linked graphics. We want to update the graphic links in the package, I guess use document hyphenation. I don't know what this means. Include fonts in the links from hidden and non-printing content. I guess you can keep that checked, and we don't usually view report. So we can click package over here.
Just click OK.
Usually this just tells you that font stuff. Just click OK. It saves pretty quickly because we hardly have anything in the document, but it'll sometimes take longer if you have so many images and what have you. So now we can hide InDesign for a minute. Go to our desktop. It has the document we created, and then it has, this is our folder now, the yearbook 2018 tutorial folder. You can open it up and see it now. It'll have the document fonts in the font folder. It have the instructions where we didn't actually put anything, but it still has information. It has the links, there's our image, and then it has the actual InDesign document. So if you click this one, everything linked is in these folders. Ta-da! You've created a document, you've packaged it, you know the basics. Congratulations!